On this video, I'm going to talk about the difference between Neville Goddard's principle of everyone is just another version of you pushed out, and the concept that I mentioned yesterday about caring for yourself and not allowing yourself to be taken advantage of. Let's start with Neville Goddard's concept of everyone is just another version of you pushed out. And so therefore, make sure you treat everybody kindly. Neville Goddard was referring to a very, very interesting and a very dynamic reality. And that is that you are treated the way you want to be treated. And the actions you take and the means of attractions which you place for yourself are exactly that which you're going to get back. That's what Neville Goddard meant by the concept of everyone is another version of you pushed out. And so when people take advantage of you, often enough it's because you attract that kind of thing. People wouldn't take advantage of you if you didn't attract a person who likes to take advantage of others, because they know that that person's boundaries, their gates are open. Their gates are open to play with. So perfectly aligned with Neville Goddard's premise of everyone's another version of you pushed out. Now, you may say, wait a second. If everyone's just another version of me pushed out, why am I not going to respond to their texts? Even though if they don't respond to my texts, I want people to respond to my texts. And so therefore, treat others the way you want to be treated. Good question. The answer is because when it comes to other people, people will take advantage of your boundaries if you do not make sure your boundaries are firm. And so therefore, whilst you could actually say, well, I'm very spiritual, I'm in a very, very high realm, on a very high plateau, and I'm not affected by others, and I could give a lot, right? Like I said yesterday, the person in a very high spiritual realm, the person who's very capable of giving to others, that person, no problem. Go right ahead. Allow yourself to be ignored, allow yourself to be mistreated, and go with it. On the contrary, if you're on that spiritual plateau, if you're on that spiritual level, if you've reached such a height, such a peak, I'm actually jealous of you. I haven't reached that peak, I haven't reached that level, but if you have, I'm your fan. Let me carry on and talk about Neville Goddard's premise of everyone is just another version of you pushed out. You know, it's very, very interesting because the way things work with people, the way the mindset of human beings works is that people will attract certain people in their lives. In other words, if you're a person who doesn't have boundaries, your boundaries are not sealed tight, and if you're a person who's a very, very much a people's pleaser, because your boundaries are not sealed tight, that's exactly where you're going to get back. And because you're a people's pleaser, it's most likely not going to be something which you appreciate. It's most likely not going to be something you appreciate. I just thought I'd mention, I'm standing here at this gorgeous, gorgeous cave. I thought it'd be good for you to have a good look inside of the cave for a second. Ancient cave, a couple thousand years old. I don't know the name of it. There's no sign of the name of it, so I don't know the name of it. But it's a very ancient cave, and I quite like it. I feel the energy here. I feel a high energy around here. I don't know what it is. Tell me it's my spiritual elevation, but I feel a certain very, very positive energy near this particular cave. But getting back to the point that we're on, I just thought I'd take you for a little bit more of a tour, because it's really beautiful. Why not get a good glimpse of this beautiful, beautiful ancient cave? And imagine people from ancient times walking around here. Just imagine that. Very, very thick and beautiful. Right, so getting back on target. The concept of not allowing people to take advantage of you, but at the same time, realizing that everyone's just another version of you pushed out. Before I carry on, I want to just tell you that my name is Jessica Madden. And on my channel here on YouTube, I help people raise their awareness and become very successful. I share the amazing tips and great lessons I picked up throughout my life, and I share the amazing tips and great lessons I pick up every single day of my life. Reminding you again that if you are the 100th subscriber, I will send out to you a free gift, and the shipping of that free gift, that will also be for free. Let's carry on. I want to talk about boundaries. On this part of the video, on this segment of the video, I want to talk about boundaries. And I want to talk about what happens when you set boundaries in your life. You know, a couple of years ago, I went to a therapist. Yeah, I went to a therapist. I have no problem admitting it. Yes, I went to a therapist a couple of years ago. And that person told me that when you are firm and when you are assertive in your life, that's exactly the kind of reflection you're going to get back to you. At the time, I was living as an ultra-Orthodox Jew, and it was a pretty interesting experience. I remember at that point in time, I was telling people, wait a second, I'm now being assertive. I have certain boundaries, which you have to respect. And I do remember that it didn't last for long, but whilst it lasted, it felt pretty cool and pretty amazing. Getting back to the point, when you seal your boundaries and you're firm and assertive, people really appreciate that. And I remember my therapist telling me at the time, Jessica, people will respect you and people will like you better. Just a second, I got an airplane flying over me. My apologies. Just a second. Airplane flying over me. My therapist at the time said to me, Jessica, he didn't say Jessica obviously, but he said, if you are firm, if you are assertive, and people know what your boundaries are, people respect you, and people will like you as a friend. Whereas if your boundaries are open and you're a people's pleaser, people will not respect you, they will not like you as a friend, and they will violate your boundaries. So there you go. That actually goes in line with Neville Goddard's premise of everyone's just another version of you, pushed out. If you open up those boundaries wide open, if you allow people to ignore your texts, if you allow people to ignore you, not treat you with respect, they will not treat you with respect. If you tell people, I require respect, I require just the same like you do, I have the same premises like you do, I require respect, I will not tolerate people being disrespectful, I will not tolerate people who are constantly violating my boundaries, people will respect that. It might not come right away, it might not come easy, it might not come the first day, but it will come. And I remember at the time I did fall back because it was a hard job. I found it to be a hard job, and I wasn't in the right place to work on it and to do it properly. At the time I was still vulnerable. It was prior to transition, I was pre-transition, and I wasn't really ready to take on my ownership of myself, own myself, to be assertive, to have boundaries which nobody was to be allowed to violate. So remember, don't allow others to violate your boundaries. If you're a saint, if you're on a spiritual plateau which is high up in the sky, and you could tolerate people violating your boundaries, and if you could tolerate people ignoring your texts, and you just send out texts to them because you want to be so kind, go for it. And that's why I told amazing commenter Beth, I said, if you want to allow people to violate your boundaries, or anybody for that matter, anybody who's able to open up their boundaries wide open and be a people's pleaser, go for it. I actually would like to meet that people's pleaser. I don't think they'll be totally synced from within. I really don't believe that such a person would be totally synced from within. But if you have found such a person, very good. Like I said, I'd like to meet such a person. That's today's message. Did you enjoy this video? Press the like button if you enjoyed this video. I will get back to carry on last week's conversation between Jessica and Jessica 2017, Jessica 2019, and Zalma prior to transition. I will get back to it. Not today. I couldn't manage it today. So I will get back to it. Please feel free to drop a comment and tell me what your thoughts are on this topic of not allowing others to violate your boundaries. And do you like these outdoor videos better than indoors? why not drop a comment and tell me that as well? And if you want me to do more videos on my bike, please put that in the comment section down below as well. Please feel free to share this video with your friends, family, acquaintances, neighbors, peers, everybody. And if you want, you can share this video with your grandmother or your great-grandmother for that matter. Why not? Feel free to share away. I love you so much, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. I love you.